What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I wanted to share with you my thoughts on building a blog for your affiliate marketing website, more specifically a pay-per-call or a lead generation website, because it's a little bit different than if you are doing like a review site for headphones, for example, or of like a supplement or something like that, because obviously every single post you make on those sites is basically a blog post. But when it comes to pay-per-call affiliate sites, we're building a brand online that all it does is just facilitate phone calls and leads for a specific type of business. For example, like water damage or locksmiths, insurance, auto accident attorneys, that type of stuff. And the big question is that, is it even worth it to build out a blog and write up posts and that sort of stuff? And so the answer to that is hell yes. Especially if you are using any SEO in order to drive traffic to your site. Whether it is your front-end strategy, and that's your main source of traffic is through the organic search results, or it is your back-end strategy where you're mostly running ads, but if your site is ranking, it's a bonus, and that's a little extra traffic that you're able to get without having to run ads and manage them and all that sort of stuff. And reason number one is that Google likes seeing fresh content on websites, especially if you're trying to get the site to rank, or if it is ranking, because you do not want to just build out your site and have a bunch of landing pages and everything all done at one time and then not touch the site while you're also building PBN links and other backlinks and all the other off-page stuff that you're doing, because that's not going to look natural to Google, because you have all these sites over here saying, yes, this site over here, this water restoration site is the best one for this area in this city, in this state, whatever. And all these sites keep saying this, but this site over here is not changing. So they don't like that. It doesn't look natural because you still continually have all these sites here and there's no updates going on with this site. And it's just not natural in Google's eyes, and they're going to see that, okay, this is something here might be going on. Not to say you're going to get hit with a penalty or anything like that, but it's just something you want to be aware of. Also, the more content on the site, the more likely it is to rank. So the longer the posts you have, the longer the pages, the more images, the more interlinking you have. And if you have outbound links to high authority sites like Wikipedia, Home Advisor, that type of stuff, if you are building sites in a home services niche, this will definitely help as well. And for how often you need to post, it can be as little as once a month. And it takes you maybe an hour or two to figure out the content, figure out what you're going to write, and then write it out, and then create the page for it. And it's really, really, really simple, especially if you're using something like Three Architect, where you can create a blog post template, and then you make another page for the new post, and then you add that template to the page, and then you add your content, and then you are set to go. And so reason number two to have a blog is that it helps you build trust with your website visitors, because with doing pay-per-call or lead generation websites, you are really just creating an online brand, and that's the only place that brand has any presence. There is no offline presence. The only presence that we have is the website, social media, and ads that we run. So having a blog on the website makes it look like there's actually someone home and someone actually actively working on the site, someone active within the business, and it's not just a ghost town, because quite often a business builds a website, they build their landing pages, they do whatever they need to do, and then they just leave it and they don't touch it for like 3 years. And unless there's a connection to their social media accounts, whether it's Instagram embed or Facebook pages embed or whatever, then it literally looks like there's nothing going on, and people could shy away from it because the site just looks like a ghost town from the 1800s out in the wild, wild west. And basically, and so really just the goal with it is that you're able to build some trust and rapport, and you're able to take the time to explain certain situations to people that maybe the services pages can't necessarily identify, or that the landing pages may not identify, because really the only goal with that is to educate them enough and then get them to call. Whereas with a blog, you can have 300 to 500 or even 1,000 words to explain a particular situation regarding the problems that the business solves. So for example, with the case study site here with North Texas water damage restoration, you could have a blog post about raw sewage or something, and as nasty as that is, that's something that happens and that people will kind of need to be aware of when it comes to like the gases that are emitted from that and what they should do, and whether they should try to DIY it and all that type of stuff. So it's something that allows you to explain the services and the benefits a lot more in depth. And so now number three, and that is that it gives you the ability to retarget the visitors of specific blog posts as long as you have your pixels installed correctly. For example, with the niche specific of water damage restoration, let's say you create a blog post on raw sewage, and as nasty as that is, it's very relevant to that topic because it happens, and it's something that people need to be aware of when it comes to their home or their business or whatever property they have, where they need to be aware of a lot of specific things, and that it's not a DIY type situation. So you create a blog post explaining that, and then you can retarget the people that have visited that post without clicking the contact button, or otherwise known as the click to call function. And so what you would do is create an ad with a specific call to action based on the fact that someone visited that page without clicking to call, and you have that ad follow them around until they finally make that phone call. So in addition to having more content on the site and having a better presence in the search results, you can also use it to run ads and make it, and essentially these website visitors are telling you what it is that they need, and you can then create very specific ads to retarget to them. And so now the fourth and final reason that I think you should definitely have a blog on your pay-per-call affiliate site is that it helps with ranking for the longer tail keywords in the lower competition search results. Let's say you have a blog post about having raw sewage water in the basement or something of the like, where you know that someone out there is definitely going to Google at some point in time and searching those exact terms. It's just the nature of it, because people want to know how to solve that problem. And usually if you have a blog post that is very specific to these types of keywords and there isn't that much competition, so you don't have to compete in, if it's water damage restoration, you're not competing against ServPro or any of these other massive companies, then you are able to then have that rank for that longer tail keyword. And it may only get 10, 20 searches per month, but it only takes a couple phone calls that become qualified leads at 50 or 75 bucks a piece to have it become profitable based on the amount of time you had to spend putting into writing out the blog and building out the page and that sort of thing, because that shouldn't really take more than an hour or two, and then once it's there, it's up forever. And lastly, keywords for those types of search terms are pretty long tail, so there's not a whole lot of competition because the volume is not massive, and you can usually rank, if you have good metrics on your site, can rank that page without any type of off-page SEO. As long as you have your on-page SEO on point when it comes to the amount of content on there, linking out to high authority sites, interlinking between other pages on your site, embedding video, that type of stuff, you will be set to go. So if you like this type of content, be sure to go down below, give the video a like, and if you want to learn more about pay-per-call affiliate marketing, there'll be videos right up here, and also be sure to go down below, smash that subscribe button so that way you stay up to date on the journey and stay up to date with all the newest content coming out here on my channel. So thanks for checking out my channel. My name is Matt Wacek, and I will see you in the next one.